And good morning. Started off on this trail again, just kind of completing it. Should only take a couple hours to get through this park. I'll probably stop and look at some stuff along the way. Ended up just staying in that little camp village, and got a shower and some breakfast and everything, so it wasn't too bad. Didn't end up getting dinner last night, but that's okay. I have some food. Not always super hungry. I mean, like, I'm hungry when I'm hiking and then I stop. I could eat, like, you know, probably 500 calories and be happy, even though I've just burnt 3,000 calories. Kind of trying to get to a town called Karlsborg. It's on the lake further down. It's one of the larger towns in the area, which doesn't mean it's big. I don't think it's very big, but at least probably has bus connections if I need to go somewhere else tomorrow. What I'm walking on right now is an ancient road, actually. It goes through this swampland, and so normally just walking through it, it would be pretty muddy. Now there is some mud, obviously. It's old. It hasn't been maintained the same way, but underneath it's pretty solid. And so originally, what these types of roads, how they were built was they would sink logs into the mud and kind of build on top of that. And because of the anaerobic environment of the bog, the logs actually didn't decompose. They didn't rot, really. I mean, there's no oxygen to feed the microbes that would rot the timber. And so these logs are still down there. I mean, they're probably like totally waterlogged, but they're still down there providing some sort of structure. And then you just lay on top of that, you know, stone or clay or whatever you're using to drive along with horses and wagons. And so yeah, this is like ancient road, probably hundreds of years old. And if you dug down right here, you would find these old timbers. This is such a wonderful path right through here. There's this bog here. It's all swampy bogland, but this is just raised enough with those logs under here that it's just brilliant to walk on. Tons of different types of mushrooms here. Definitely seen some chanterelles. I know quite a few of them are actually edible, even some of the big ones. I don't know if these in particular are, but I know there's some big brown ones that people make soups out of, which sounds delicious. I'm hoping to find one on a menu somewhere so I can try it. Otherwise, if I can figure out which ones are which, I'll pick some and try to cook a stew somewhere. That might be interesting as well. Really like all the tall trees here. That's one nice thing about being in a national park. Like, this is a national park. Yesterday I was just kind of in managed woodland that you know, a lot of it had been cut down and replanted. Now this is obviously not original forest. It's probably been cut down many times, replanted, but at least for the last 40 years or so, I think it's been untouched. So there are some older trees. There are some mixed ages of trees. It makes it kind of nice to walk through, a more natural feeling. And I like this. I explained yesterday I also like the kind of managed ones that are, you know, these spruce or fir or whatever all in a row, which I do, but I like them both. I like them both in their in doses that are reasonable. That's one thing I like about Europe versus the US, is it's more human scaled in the diversity of environment, whereas in the United States you have tons of really nice forest, but it goes on forever. And so if you're not going to find yourself necessarily hiking in a forest like this and then happen upon some farmland and then some managed woodland and then some more farmland and then a village, and you can't do that all in a day. I mean, you can walk through national parks, which are beautiful, but that's all you're going to see. You're just going to see forest and mountains or whatever, and then you have to drive somewhere in order to see something else. And there's also not the quaint human scaled villages and towns that you would find along the way that you can walk to or bike to. Everything is drivable. You have to drive from place to place and kind of seek places out that are nice. Otherwise they're kind of dreary. A lot of small towns in the US are dreary. Here some of them are as well, but there are a lot of not dreary ones. There are a lot of nice ones that have been preserved or Otherwise, kind of kept up, even if not all the buildings are still the original. It'd be cool if they were, or if they built out in the traditional style. I know some people don't like that. They think it's like caricature or whatever. I disagree generally. Just if it's done in a good way, right? Like if it's just putting up a cinder blocks box and painting it to make it look like an old house, like that's dumb. But like they do it well here. You see a lot of these newer houses, they're just built with the same type of siding as the old ones. They might have different construction techniques from the new ones. In some cases they do actually, or in some cases they don't actually. I've seen like log cabins being built and look in pretty much traditional ways. Obviously they are probably using more modern tools, but regardless, the construction process is similar. And even if they were building them in different ways, I mean, if they fit in and they're not like, just facades, like that's fine, that's cool. And then it kind of keeps a place, it gives a place a sense of identity and character. That said, I don't mind some modern buildings, especially in like bigger cities or something. Maybe there's kind of this, I don't know, you get like I don't want to say dystopian, but kind of like this cyberpunk type of look if you have like weird like brutalist buildings in some parts of town. And it kind of just it kind of is cool to have like some parts of town like that, that you can like go through on a train and you're like, whoa, that's like the industrial like part of town. So that's kind of cool. But like when I walk into a little quaint village, I don't want there to be a fucking McDonald's like building right in downtown. I want it to be a nice little tavern or something. And yeah, that's what I like about Europe. Small towns are nice. I mean, yeah, you could say if you live in these towns, maybe you want the convenience of McDonald's, but why not just drive to McDonald's? I don't know. These people they're just playing a role in my adventure. They don't actually exist. They're NPCs. It's like when you're playing Skyrim or something. You walk into the village and it's not like the innkeeper actually has a life of his own. He's an NPC. So please spare me the convenience of a McDonald's. I don't care. I want to eat your local cuisine. I want venison and mushroom stew. I don't want to eat the kebab or McDonald's in your town, okay? I don't need that. I don't care if you want that. That's not what I come for, okay? I do not want every town to have 10 different kebab stands, which is actually what's happening. It's like every town just has, you walk in, like the one town I went into, it had one restaurant. It's like kebab stand. It's all the same. Every once in a while I like kebab, maybe after bars or something, but I don't want that to be like 70% of the restaurants. Why is that the case? Is this this is just it's getting ridiculous. I think I want 70% of the restaurants to be the local food, and maybe you can have other food as the other part. But it's reversed to where every city has kebab place and maybe a Thai place or something. Which, nothing against these foods necessarily. It's just that when I'm traveling in countries, I want to eat the local food, and I'm surprised that the local people don't want to even eat their local food. It's actually pretty good here. I really like it. And not just there's meatballs and the herring and everything, but there's a lot of other food like that people don't think of so much. Like you could make different types of food with elk or the local moose or reindeer. So many different ways of cooking this kind of stuff. I mean, why can't I have a elk liver pate or something? I mean, there's so many ways of using the local food. There's so many mushrooms. You can make all sorts of different mushroom dishes. There's all the fish in the streams and then in the Baltic as well when you're closer to the coast. There's berries, forest berries everywhere, and yeah, the traditional food uses all that. The lingonberries, the herring. I like that dish. You know, there's the meatballs and everything, sometimes made with elk or lamb or something locally. And I like that kind of stuff, and oftentimes it tastes better, especially when it's done well. Obviously, if it's just like a tourist trap restaurant, which I've seen, like in Stockholm, there are some of those. The food's like mediocre, and it's like, oh, you know, tourists go, they're like, oh, I guess Swedish food's not that good. It's just like, you know, frozen meatballs. But no, if it's made well, it's really good. And most of these foreign restaurants that you see, the kebab or the Asian places, most of them, I don't think they're that good. They're also using like imported ingredients, like just it's kind of like in the US. You go to most Chinese places are not that good. They're fine, you know, you do a takeout or something once in a while, it might be good, but like most of the time they're kind of low quality and in many cases bland or not cooked that well. I mean, authentic Chinese food though, on the other hand, is very good, and occasionally you find those, but not very often. And I really like Chinese food if it's authentic, just like I'm sure when I go to Istanbul, I'll have more authentic kebabs, which are much better than just like some kebab stand up here. So that's really my problem. It's not that I don't like these other foods. It's just when I'm in a country, I want to eat the local food and see the local culture and the local people and everything like that. And then when I go to the other countries, I want to see them and so on and so forth. That's why I'm traveling to all these different countries, because I could just go to New York and get Swedish food, Turkish food, German food, so on and so forth. I could go to a restaurant for all those probably in New York City. But it's not the same as being somewhere. And, you know, obviously it's not just the food either, but that's just a good example. It's surprising because I really do genuinely love the local cuisine. I think it's very good. And there are so many different ways of doing it. There's so much that you could do. Like, I mean, Nordic cuisine, there's a lot of fine restaurants that are Nordic cuisine. A lot of Michelin star restaurants that are Nordic cuisine. And you don't have to go that far, but just using all the local ingredients. There's local herbs and edible mosses and all that as well. Like, there's so much interesting stuff you can do with Nordic cuisine. You know, if you just visit the cities, the big cities, the capital and everything, you get some of that, but you don't get it all. And unfortunately, a lot of the countrysides and, well, all around the world actually, not just in Europe and the US and Western nations, so to speak, are well, anyway, they're all like emptying out just because there's, you know, population kind of decline, demographic changes and everything. So you have the countrysides kind of losing people. They're mostly old people now. So, sign here, I'm on the E1. Was warned about bears, which I didn't think there were too many bears around here, and maybe there's not too many of them, but lady did tell me there are bears here, so maybe that's a bear. And I thought I heard something actually not too long ago, like some like growling sound or something, like kind of not, you know, not too far up, but far enough off in the woods I couldn't really tell what it was. I thought, that almost sounds like a bear. Now I see this bear shit, or some kind of shit that looks like it could be bear shit. So I'm gonna walk this direction, which is the trail. It's also away from the sound, which is back there. So interesting. Could be amongst bears. I've never seen a brown bear or a grizzly bear in the US. Seen black bear. Actually only once, even though I've been hiking a lot. And it ran away from me really fast. Like, it was terrified of me. I guess I'm very threatening looking. And this is a really old red pine. You see how young these ones are in comparison. This really old one would have been left to maybe reseed a little bit and fill in the gaps. It seems like they do that pretty often here. They'll leave like one every so often, one big one when they log. The rest of these would have been cut down maybe, I don't know, 30 years ago. I can't really tell how old these are, but yeah, this definitely is former logging ground. I don't know if they're planning now on letting it be, or if they still periodically log here, because this I think still is in the national forest. So I would be surprised if it were logged just like everywhere else. But maybe they feel like they should manage it still. But I really like this. It's like a different biome than what we were seeing before with the firs and the spruce. It isn't like really big moss. It's really dark. This is like opener. This is open light. You kind of see further. It's more like open fairy tale forest. Although there's dark fairy tales too, of course. Most of them actually are dark, but most of them take place in the other forest. But this is more like skipping and collecting mushrooms forest. And we come upon a road. Periodically we do come upon these roads. We'll walk on them. I mean, it's like gravel. I've not seen really many cars go on these, but we'll walk on them for a few minutes and then it'll branch off into another trail. So it's kind of a nice breakup actually. I rather enjoy this style. Doesn't look very well trodden. But I think the pine are kind of the preferred forestry tree because they grow very straight and kind of narrow. Like these are easy to cut into boards. That's how they make all the IKEA furniture out of pine, which I really like. I think pine's nice. It's not the hardest of woods, but it's hardy enough and smells nice and looks nice. I'm sure it's easy enough to work with, and it is durable enough for pretty much anything you can throw at it. It's not like hickory though, but you don't always need that. Very cloudy water. It says drinking water. Tastes alright. Don't know what's in it. It's just like minerals or sulfur or something. Interesting. Tastes fine. Yeah, so basically I reached the end of the trail I was on. It actually apparently goes further, but it's going the wrong way now, so broken off onto another trail, also marked with orange, and I'll just continue. I'm gonna try to get to Carlsborg tonight. I don't know if I'll make it all the way. It's a little bit far and there's not really clear trails to get there. There's trails that I'll have to kind of just jump to one to the other for about half the way, and then once I get there, it's kind of like I don't know, I'll have to figure out a new route. Now the water's clear, so it's just air in there. But yeah, anyway, if I were to walk all that way, that would take months and months and months. I only have 3 months, so I have to kind of space it out, and I want to do most of the walking through the continent. It's nice out here, but you know, I'll have spent about a month in Scandinavia, a month in Germany, Austria, and then another month in the Balkans. So that's about 3 months total to get to Istanbul. And I might go on further than that and spend another few weeks trying to get to Georgia. But we'll see. I mean, that's a long ways away, so I'll see if I'm in good physical state to continue after that. And if I am, then I might, and then I might even go further if I feel like it. But for now, the goal is to get to Istanbul, and in order to do that, I have to unfortunately take some buses, trains, that sort of thing, because I can only do like 15 miles a day on average, and that's just not enough to get there just walking. So But for now, I'm walking. Just, excuse me. This trail sucks. Look at this. It's just through all this brush. Through all this brush for miles and miles. It looks like, luckily, it might end in a forest, which hopefully that means it'll be better. But yeah, this first part, not so good. Plus, it looks like it might rain a little. Though it doesn't look too bad. It's not too windy or anything. So maybe not more than a few sprinkles, although you never know. Things change fast. I think I've been poisoned. They make me slur my words. I'm not even drunk. I wish I was, though, going through this shit. But on this trail, unlike the mountains, you can't rely on the stream water unless you filter it, which I have a filter, but I don't like to use it. And also the stream water is like black for some reason. I don't know if it's all the peat. I think it's like peat moss makes it black. There's a lot of that probably around here. Boggy water, there's just mud in it, or tannins and mud. All these little trees vying for their space. It's like, you know, striver trees. They're saying, now's my chance. I've spent so long in the undergrowth, under the big trees. The shade of the big trees has kept me small, but now that they're gone, it's my chance to rise up. It's just annoying, really. Look at all these chanterelles. So many of them. I think they're chanterelles. Or there's like a cousin that's like these little ones. Yeah. These are them. You can kind of... that string cheese. Yeah, so these are like little baby chanterelles. They like this high and dry environment. They don't like it too wet, so they love it like this, you know? It's not down there by the creek. It's up here. Down in the wetter zones, you get some other types of mushrooms. Not as good to eat. Some of them are deadly. But look at these ones. These ones are beautiful. A lot of them, too. Problem is, you have to really cook them to eat them. I ate a little piece of that one, other one, just to taste it. No negative flavors at all. It's just kind of generic, not bad. But then I kind of looked into it, said, you know, people don't really eat them raw. They're not dangerous, but sometimes you get a little upset stomach if you eat raw mushrooms. You know, shining, beautiful mushrooms all through here. They love it. I love it. Everyone's happy. You put them in eggs, put a little bacon in there, butter, cheese. Delicious. Can't beat it. Put a little tomatoes in there, something acidic. You like it acid with the eggs. Something a little bit acidic with these mushrooms. They're so delicious because they're kind of earthy, buttery flavors. Just goes really well with the eggs. I don't know, or with meat, or with anything for that matter. Look at this. This opens up these huge spruce trees all through here. Huge spruce. Maybe some fir. I don't actually. Are these fir or spruce? I think they're spruce. But there's so many of them. They're just big, beautiful. It's just mossy down here, understory. This is something you see. This is a picture out of Oregon, Washington, Northern California. Pacific Northwest looks just like this. And I like it. You know, maybe just this feeling you get in these forests, I've always liked. It's just kind of green and like there's so much moss, and I like the spruce trees shooting out. They're big and kind of bold, and they're very orderly the way they shoot out. They're not like gnarly and stuff, and you can walk through them. And then of course there's all these blueberries everywhere. Great forest. Anyway, I'm not too far from a town called Gravik. I've kind of gone really slow because I've been looking for mushrooms and researching mushrooms and eating berries and all that. Just having a grand old time. So I don't think I'll go to Carlsberg today, or I don't think I'll walk to Carlsberg today. What will either happen is once I get to Gravik, if there's a bus to Carlsberg, I'll take that, or I'll try to find a trail that takes me there and I'll camp before Carlsberg, and then tomorrow morning I'll go to Carlsberg. Probably. We'll see. I mean, it's really not that far away. I could make it, but I've just been going slow, enjoying myself. And, you know, in this forest, you don't move as fast as you would on a road. There's trees and stuff in the way. All these mushrooms. Now, this mushroom right here, I believe is like a death cap or something. Not a good one. That's like a, yeah, death cap, something like that. Those brown ones at the variegated stems. There's probably more that look like that. Maybe that one's not that, but it looks like that. And so I'm, you know, with the nipple on the tip, with the nipple on the tip of the mushroom, you avoid that, or you avoid them if they have white gills. This is what I'm learning. I'm learning all sorts of things about mushrooms. You avoid the white gills. There are some probably that are decent with white gills, but a lot of bad stuff about white gills. A lot of bad stuff you have to avoid. When around white gills. I need to find a rhyme for that, but no, white gills, that's like the angel of death, the harbinger of death. I don't know. There's a couple of them that are, the all white one is they fuck up your liver, and these little death cap ones will fuck up your kidneys. Not good. Not good. So definitely steer clear of those. Look, you can see more up there of the chanterelles. They're just popping out. They're having a good time right now. There's a nice lake here. Wonder what that's about. You can check it out. It's a very still lake. There's a lady over there. Puppy has a little house upon the lake, something like that. There's a little dock. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm gonna sit here and have a gander at this lake, because why not? Nice. I'm walking along this beautiful lake. Look at that. Look how clean and pure that is. There's all these little docks to shoot off that people built, but there's no houses around here. And there's little like, you see a dock over there on the other side. There's some on this side as well. There's these little lean-tos as well that I guess are just open to stay in. I've seen some people staying in them, but there were other ones that are open. I'm like, oh God, I'm so tempted. You see, there's a dock up here. I'm so tempted to stay here, go swimming, but I gotta make some more distance. And it turns out that I think there's like a restaurant pub in the next town. It should be about an hour walk from here. And yeah, I mean, look at that snake. There's two of them. Little snakes. That one's fat. Look at that. Look at that one. Look at these little snakes. It's so mad. Why are you so mad? So yeah, I'm just gonna go to that pub, have some dinner. I actually did just eat some sausage, so I'm not that hungry anymore, but that was before I found out about the pub. But oh well, I need some real dinner. I haven't really eaten real calories since breakfast. Lunch was just like a couple meat sticks, which isn't bad, frankly. Like, I would be fine, but I kind of want to get a little beer or something as well. And if this was closer, like, I could skip all that. If this was like, look at this up here, nice tables and everything. I could skip all that if this was closer. But the thing is, there's no bus to Karlsborg where I need to go. So I need to at least get to this town tonight so I can get to Karlsborg tomorrow and take a bus from there. But if you see like that, I mean, come on. It's starting to rain as well. A little bit. Just sprinkling. But so there wouldn't be much. It's not really warm enough to swim anyway, but I wouldn't swim. There's a nice fire going. Why is there a tube here? That's very strange. That's like a air mattress tube or something. I don't know. Anyway, nice table. Not really a place to put a tent, but I could figure it out. I don't even know what these are. These are nice. It's just hang out, have some beers, go swimming with your friends. That's the fucking life. Of course, I don't have any friends or any beer, and it's raining, so can't do any of that. Oh well. All I have to do is just walk without rest for months on end. Don't know what it looks like where I'll be going, or where we'll be going if you're watching. Might be a strange place. Might be very normal. I think it's on a big lake or something. It looked like on their website you could camp there, but they charge you 35, well, it's about 35 bucks. It's like maybe like 32 bucks US dollars. That's crazy just to camp. You can camp anywhere. I mean, I paid like 13 bucks at the last place to camp, and I thought that was expensive, but at least I got a shower out of it, and you know, it was fine. Could have been worse. But this place, 35. Are they insane? I'm gonna camp down that gully before I pay 35. I'm gonna camp out in this rain naked before I pay 35. These people are crazy. They're hunting me. They're hunting me down. These people are insane. They want my money. They'll never find me. They'll never take me alive. They can only take my money if they give me delicious local foods and delicious local beer or mead or something like that. I will accept that deal, but not for the camping, unless, you know, if they're offering something crazy with the camping, you know, you camp and you get free everything. They have I can't say, you know, I was gonna say something, but you know, they give you services that are desirable with the camping site. I think that's the only way that it would make sense, their pricing. But I don't know, we'll see. It's starting to rain a little harder, which is a little sad. If I wasn't such a jackal and I actually got moving and wasn't, you know, bouncing around the woods looking for mushrooms, probably would have been there by now. But oh well. I've been really slow today. The second half of the day, I've been kind of just meandering along. I think because I'm like, I don't have to go that far. I just have to get to this place. It's only 5 hours, and I gave myself, gosh, like 8 hours to get there. Probably wasted an hour and a half, 2 hours even. So, it's alright. It's not raining that hard. Could be worse. Look at that. I'm in a tree. I'm in this fucking tree. Look, all the way into the bag and everything. It's a huge tree. Look at that. It's the tallest tree in the world right there. Just kidding, but it is pretty fucking big. Biggest one I've seen here so far. There's a lot of big beech trees around here. I think they're beech trees. It's kind of a nice path through the trees here. They're spread out just enough. Very tasteful. Very tastefully spaced, and they're big, tastefully large. Very tasteful path. It's wide enough. Only thing is it's a little muddy, but it's alright. Can't have it all. But I think I'm almost there. Yeah, should be pretty close. I can't wait. I don't know why I'm so antsy today. Like, I just want to get there, and then I don't know what I'm gonna eat and have a couple beers or something, and that will hopefully set me straight and I can stop being so antsy. Well, I made it to the town. It's a really nice place. This must be some historic village or something. The heavens have opened up and it's raining a bit harder now, but I think I'm just about to this restaurant. Hopefully it's operating. I have no way of knowing, but we're gonna hope it's operating. Otherwise, I've found some decent camping spots that I can go back to. So, some weird stuff happened. Good things, and just now, bad thing. But, you see I'm in a cabin. So, I went to the pub, got dinner, got a couple beers, and then afterwards, I got talking to the owner,
who asked me where I was gonna stay. He's like, "Oh, do you need to use? We have a shower and a toilet and everything here, and it's like a part of a marina." And so I was like, "Okay, sure." And he gave me the code. And he's like, "Oh, you want to camp? You can camp just like on the lawn over there. You don't have to go into the woods." So I was like, "Oh, great." And then he's like, "Wait, actually, I have an open cabin available." So he offered me the cabin. So it was very nice, great cabin. So I've slept here tonight. Just about to leave. Everything was going quite smoothly. Um, and then I realized it rained a little bit last night, not too much. And I had put my boots, I thought, under the overhang outside. Well, it turns out I did, but uh, it was right under there's like a leaky gutter, and it all the water from the roof drained directly into my boots. They're wetter than I've ever seen them. Like they are soaked. Like they weigh like 10 pounds a piece. And I had to actually dump water out of them. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I've been in that situation before, I guess, where my boots are wet, but never at the start of the day. It's very uncomfortable, um, and just hard to walk in. And there's like no point in, I don't know. So I might delay for an hour or something just because, let them dry a little bit. I mean, they're gonna be soaked. It sucks. I mean, they were actually not that wet yesterday when I put them out to dry, but I just left them there. I didn't see the downspout. It was dark out when I came in here. And it, yeah, it filled them to the brim with water. So that kind of sucks, but it's nice. I got this cabin, and yeah, got some MREs as well that the guy gave me. He has he's ex-military. I think he trains now, but I don't think I can carry these. That's the problem. Like they weigh so much. Just like, I mean, that one alone is 24 uh, meals, and this one probably at least that as well. So it's like 48 meals. I don't have room in my bag to carry all that, so I'm gonna leave like half of them behind in case he wants them back. I'll take the other half, but I don't even think I'll be able to carry all those either. Plus, these ones are actually all expired, which is funny, but I don't think he knew that. But I mean, they're MREs, right? They probably last, 10 years past the expiration date. But yeah, I mean, I can't carry them anyway, so no point in grabbing them. Plus, I'm not a huge fan of MREs, to be honest. I don't like the heat them up in the bag and everything. I tried that before on a hiking expedition in Michigan once. Not my favorite thing, but good view here. This is like the big lake. Starts with a V. I forget what it's called. It's a big lake in Sweden, and it's like, it looks like a castle or something out on the island over there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, today I'm going to be trying to walk to, I think it's called like Forvik or something. Small town. It's like 26 kilometers, so long day, but should be doable. Depending on how my boots hold up, because they're soaked. I mean, that's another thing. If they're that soaked, they probably weakened, and I don't know. They're fucking wet and cold. I'm gonna sink my feet right into those. I'm just gonna put on old socks because I don't want to get new ones all wet, and yeah, so oh well.
Why don't you answer me this? What use for food wrapped in plastic do I have when there's all these blueberries all around me? I can survive exclusively off blueberries, right? I don't need protein. I can be like a bird and eat berries. I'm hoping, I think there's like a fish shack somewhere ahead. Not too far. I saw it on Google Earth, and I'm hoping it's open and they're selling like some kind of food. I'm excuse me. Right when I say that, no, I ate a little piece of chocolate so I could take a caffeine pill, and it wasn't. I need a little sugar in me. But No, I don't know. I don't have any food really, except for those MREs. But I'll check them out. I don't really like MREs that much, and also don't. He gave me these bags to cook them in. He said you could pee in them and cook your food in the pee, but I think I might pass on that. As nice as that sounds. Sometimes I sleep like 10 or 12 hours. It's really nice in here. Huge trees. However, it's super humid because it just rained, I guess, more than I thought last night. Hence why my shoes were soaked by the downspout. But yeah, it's really humid in here. The sun's kind of out a little bit. Right now it's okay, but when the sun comes out, it just boils all this humidity or all the moisture up and like steams me alive. It's not even that hot. It's like probably mid 60s Fahrenheit, but feels hot. Well, not hot. It feels, I don't know, just humid. It's not even that hot. Like it's cool, but it's like making me feel, it's like I'm suffocating. So much humidity in this forest. It's a rainforest here. It's a rainforest. Definitely. Doubtless. No doubt in my mind it's a rainforest. But my pack's super heavy today because of those the MREs. It's probably 5 pounds, maybe 10. Oh, God, it's so much. I'm already tired today. I don't know why. I think wet feet, just kind of no food, I guess. Actually, that's probably it. I haven't eaten. You were all my therapists, and you can tell me stop being a bitch and carry on. Enjoy the scenery. Beautiful Sweden here. Beautiful Swedish rainforests. Please, sir, can you spare me a morsel? I haven't eaten in near 3 hours. See, me teeth is worn out. I got the scurvy. Haven't had a fresh meal in almost 4 hours. Look how enormous these fish are. That's insane. Their teeth are sharp. These things are like alligators. Imagine swimming one of these latches onto you. That. Look at that. Insane. I finally tried this shrimp scallion, or whatever it's called. It's really good, actually. I thought it was going to be more like, I don't know. I thought I wasn't going to like it as much, but this is really good. Nice little place here. Sell a lot of fresh fish. They also sell tons of salmon. They must catch a lot of salmon in this this lake. So they had salmon sandwiches, smoked salmon. All looked very good, but I can't eat salmon, unfortunately. I developed an allergy to it. So I'm sorting out this MRE. Basically, it's super heavy because yeah, there's some food that does not it's like already hydrated, like meatballs and pasta, which you can eat hot or cold. Don't think I'll bring that, but honestly, it's not the worst. It does have you know, these always have a lot of preservatives and stuff in them, and strange, not super fresh ingredients, so they're not my favorite. But yeah, there's a bunch of these like super heavy ones. I'm just gonna have to toss those because I can't carry them. But all this other stuff, there's like energy bars and stuff, this weird stuff you add to your water. Yeah, I'll take that along. That might do me well. And I have this bag that is resealable, so that's actually super helpful. I might put all my food in that and just jam it in my bag. It's kind of convenient. So yeah, helpful. Unfortunately, I don't like to waste, but I don't think I can carry these. They're just too heavy, and I don't even know if they're really to my taste. But these other stuff, great. Gonna take it. Might grab an ice cream in there or something before I go, just to get some more sugars, because I'm low on the sugars. I ate most of my chocolate. I have like 1 square left, although these energy bars will be great. And we are back on trail. I feel so much better after eating. and shedding, like, it was about 10 pounds, I think, that I shed, maybe 8 pounds. And did it without losing really any food that I would have realistically eaten anyway. So I have some energy bars and stuff, so that solves that problem as well. I don't need to hit a grocery store. Enough food for today. Ate a lot of good food. Now I'm heading through the woods again, feeling good. Must be like a pretty big internal tourist area here. A lot of people coming through, families and stuff. I saw a guy, a Swedish guy, wearing a t-shirt that just had the Ohio flag and just said Ohio on it. And I should have gone up and asked him about it, but he left. Like, he was here for like 2 minutes, and I was eating ice cream, and I was like, oh, if he sticks around, I'm gonna ask him why he has a shirt that says Ohio and has an Ohio flag. Like, that's just, like, out of all states, I feel like that's a funny one. You know, it's not like, you know, everyone else, like California or Texas or something, but no, Ohio. That's really cool. It was just a Swedish guy. Like, can't think of a reason why we'd have that. I mean, maybe he visited, but why? I don't know. There's not, if you're Swedish, I can't imagine you'd visit Ohio. I mean, Minnesota could make sense. Even the guy yesterday who let me stay in his cabin said that he had family in Minnesota. Everyone's familiar with the Swedish-Minnesota connection, but Ohio seems a bit out there. Out of breath from eating so much. I ate that whole shrimp thing, was good. Actually pretty sizable portion, which was nice. So I need some extra protein. I couldn't eat the salmon. The salmon would have been perfect because I just need some protein. I could have gotten like a ½ kilo of salmon. Just down that, just pounded it. That would have been tons of protein. The shrimp have good protein too. Shrimp are actually pretty lean protein source, so that's fine as well. Probably got a good 30 or 40 grams of protein in that meal, so could be worse. And I have some protein powder that came with the MRE. It's like a big packet of protein powder, whey protein, nonetheless. So yeah, or no less. Why did I say nonetheless? Anyway, I can't even. I'm losing my English. So I've been in the Swedish forest so long. I'm gonna just through diffusion. I'm gonna learn Swedish or maybe ancient Norse. And that would be, I guess ancient Norse is more like present Norse. I don't know. I think it's actually most similar to Icelandic, from what I've heard. Like, Icelandic is the closest to ancient Norse or ancient Norse. I don't know. Anyway, look at these huge chanterelles. Those are nice. Look at that. Look at that big fucking chanterelle right there. That thing is delicious looking. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of them here. There's huge ones. That thing's worth like probably like $2. Look at that. Delicious chanterelles for the world to see. That's what the Swedish woods gives you. I'm having a real tough time in this cow pasture finding the route. There's like barely any orange signs. There's so many like cow paths and stuff that I'm start following one, and then there's these yellow posts. And I thought, oh, why do I always burp in these videos? Excuse me. Thought, oh, maybe the trails now switched to yellow for some reason, because I haven't seen an orange one. I've just seen these, and I look on the GPS and no, I've been going the wrong way. Apparently I just have to keep walking in this, like, that way. I didn't see any orange things over there. There, you know, they haven't really put them up, and there's not really a path to follow. It's just open pasture, so this makes it just waste all my time. Just wasting my time wandering around this beautiful, idyllic, fertile cow pasture. Most of this land is not super fertile, but it is here, and there's all these cows over here where I'm going. So maybe one of them will attack me, and it'll be good for the vid. I'll have to pike it. I should put my knife on the end of this so I can have a spear. I could be a spearman. It's quite a useful weapon, actually, a spear, because you have distance, you have reach. It's like having long arms in boxing. Nothing can get close. Although if it does get close, you're screwed. Although you can kind of use the spear up close as well. It's just not as effective and obviously a little more unwieldy. But oh look, an orange thing. See, they're just on these trees. You can't even really see them, and there's no path. So I just have to go this way, I guess. There's a big cow right here. They're watching me. I don't know where I'm going either, because there was a yellow marker again, but no red marker. So I have no clue where I'm going. I want to build a custom walking stick out of hickory or something really strong. About this length, about 6 feet. Well, this one's a little longer than 6 feet, maybe, or it's about 6 feet. I don't know. Regardless, yes, create a custom walking stick, but it has like at the end, it has like a portion that you can affix a bayonet to, so you can use it as a spear with like a bayonet on it. That'd be so cool. Or even one with like, you can affix like a halberd, it has like an axe and a little point to it, so you can use it to like cut down trees and stuff. But maybe just the bayonet for protection would be the best, but a little axe maybe to cut trees. Or it just has like a fix on the end, so you can either put an axe head on it, or you can put a spear tip on it, a bayonet on it. Like that would be the best. That'd be awesome. You could use it for like dangerous territory. So if you get attacked by a bear or something, you have a spear. You can get down on and like jam the butt into the ground, and if the bear charges you, it runs right into the spike. You kind of get between two trees or between a rock or something, and so it can't get around you. Beautiful lake right there, unspoiled nature. Up on this ridge over the lake, there's a nice breeze blowing across the lake, cooling me down. Nature's air conditioning. It's beautiful. The forest is insane. You can see there's no undergrowth. There's not even moss for the most part. It's because these trees just grow so close together. Spruce and fir. And there's a couple birch thrown in there. But that is insane compared to this pine. Look, the pine just lets things grow in between it. But look here, it's like a wall. It's a palisade of trees. You cannot get through there. That's like the Black Forest. It's just dark in there. It's just dark and menacing. Imagine a Roman legion trying to march through that. That's why the Germanic barbarians are so successful, because you can't march through that. You know, maybe one man individually can kind of scurry through that. But even then, like, look at this. You need an axe to just chop through this stuff. Just chop through as you're walking. It would take a long time to get through a huge forest of this. This, on the other hand, it's easy enough. Though it's hard to walk not on a trail anywhere. I mean, just like walking through this, like you're just sinking down to the moss, getting caught up on all the blackberries and underbrush. Lots of little holes and stuff that you can trip into. Lots of big rocks that are covered in moss that you stumble over. It's not easy, but that is tough in there. Looks like I'm living in Shrek world right now. Welcome to the world of Shrek. Just like the Shrek forest. I like these undulating little hills. It breaks it up a little. Looks very soft to lay on, but it's very wet. I seem to have found myself a cheeky little shortcut. I think I'll shave off maybe 3 or 4 kilometers, maybe. Cheeky little shortcut through this dangerous woodland. It basically said, this way is 10 kilometers to Forsvik, where I'm going. The other way was 6.2 to this other town, which is probably another 6.2 or 7 or so from Forsvik. So this is a good shortcut. The only problem is I have to go through the woods, and there are bandits here. bandits in these woods. Look at this. Mossy, full of bandits. And they will not hesitate to cut me down and steal my treasure. Although I don't have much treasure. I do have a box of coins. Ow! I do have a box of coins in my bag, which is kind of weighing me down. So if it was stolen, I wouldn't be that disappointed, to be honest. It's like probably a pound, maybe 2 pounds worth of coins that I can't use until I get to Germany because they're euros. So that's a bit... I don't think... No, Denmark has its own currency, so yeah, I can't use it until I get to Germany. Is it worth the wait? Probably not. It's probably like 10 or 15 euros. So that's a meal right there. So, I don't know. It's whatever, but yeah. I guess at this rate, I'll get there in probably 2.5 hours. The dinner place there closes at 8. I should be getting there around 6, so that's perfectly fine. If I went the other way, I'd be getting there at like 7, maybe 8. So this way is good, as long as the bandits don't get me. Massive pecker ahead. Up on that tree, there's a big pecker. Big woodpecker. Big black wood pecker. Where'd it go? Disappeared. Maybe it was my imagination. Could you imagine when Lewis and Clark, they crossed the entire continent and they, you know, met so many different Indian tribes and saw many different things and all this wildlife, and it was deserts and mountains and forests just like these. And then they happen upon the great expanse of the Pacific Ocean, and you just see out and say, you know, and they could know that they're there because it's just like the end, the coast along California and Oregon and Washington is just kind of rocky and just kind of drops off into the sea, so you know you're there. There's no second guessing. You'd imagine that feeling. Although I guess they probably knew they were close before. They could probably, you know, smell it, or the Indians would tell them, oh yeah, there's a coast up here. Whatever, regardless, it's amazing. It's just forest and then all of a sudden sea. Hey, you there! I beg you, I need wine. I need wine to quench my thirst. There's nothing like it. Fellas, I just had a raspberry from that bush down there, and it tastes exactly like buttered popcorn. It was so good. I still have the taste in my mouth. I don't know why it tastes like buttered popcorn, but it did. It did very much. The bounty of this forest was quite good. A lot of berries. Not as many mushrooms, but it seems a bit drier in this wood. I mean, obviously you still see all the moss, but not maybe as wet. Maybe it's just too sunny because it's too wide open from these trees. I don't know. There's not quite as many mushrooms, but a lot of berries that thrive on the sunlight, so it more than makes up for it. No bandits yet, but I'm keeping my eye out. All these plants right here, they smell so good. They have this like orange fuzz on them. I don't know if you can see that. It's like an orange fuzz. They smell like men's cologne. All this stuff. Kind of looks like rosemary. It smells like men's cologne. No clue what that is. Those orange fuzzes coming off on me. Hope it's not dangerous. Doubt it, but I'm feeling kind of high all of a sudden just walking through here. It just smells like men's cologne. It's like actually really decent smell. I would wear it. I don't know. This is a strange wood. Look at all these grotesque trees. They're like sculptures. Sculptures, man. Like all these trees are just like curled up, like, yeah. It's insane. This place is crazy. It's a weird biome right here. Very strange. See, look at that. These trees are all just curled. You can see them all over the place, just hunched over, sclerotic. Death has come for them, and they're like writhing in the pain of death. It's very intense here. Seems like we're on the edge of this bog too. All these aromatic cologne-like plants are just have this orange fur on them. This place is crazy. I don't know if the camera's picking up how weird this place is. It's like the edge of a bog, and smells like men's cologne. There's these weird gnarly trees everywhere. I wouldn't want to fall in there. Looks like it would suck you right in. Well, I'm kind of jammed in this this baby birch wood here. Don't know where I'm supposed to go. The path kind of ends here. Don't know if it goes this way. See, it's kind of like it might, or it might not. I come go through here. Fuck, man. Yeah, there's no trail markers or anything. I'm just gonna sit upon this stone and die. Definitely in the middle of a maze right now. It goes on forever. I was led here by the markers and then they stopped. And so I'm kind of stuck in here. I think that's why it's called a shortcut, because it's a shortcut to your own demise. This is where the GPS is taking me. Through some fern forest. God knows what's underneath me. It's through here. Ooh. And there's a stump. Gosh. What a disaster this place is. Disaster, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, realistically, this is supposedly the trail right here. It just kind of abruptly ends. I reckon, I mean, if it's like this the whole way, I'm kind of screwed. Gonna get up on this rock. Through here. Yeah, there we go. Looks like a bit of a trail. I don't know if I somehow got off of it, or I don't think so. I think it's really just overgrown. Oh God, this app kind of sucks. I understand why people don't like it. It's actually pretty accurate, but the fuck. Well, just kind of climbing through this brambles and ferns and trees and all sorts of fun stuff. You can see just how this is not really a trail, but this is the trail. And maybe after all this won't be so much of a shortcut, because it takes me so much longer to blaze through this stuff than it does to just walk on a trail. Oh, look at that, an orange marker on the tree. How did I not see that from back in that fucking maze? And we are back. We are back after a slight hiatus in the getting lost in a maze of ferns. Although this is telling me I'm going off trail. I don't know if it really knows. Maybe this trail map is not super accurate. That could be one of the problems. I think these are some runic area. I can select one of these. Do I want to be this Viking guy? I think this is like a, it's a two-legged guy. Another different type of warrior. That's like a light warrior. That's a heavy warrior. It can be this lady. It's like crazy lady. Or I can be this fine maiden. Or I can be this guy with a giant hammer. I think I want to be this guy with the giant hammer because I'm carrying a load too. There's a tiny handle on that giant hammer. So I have made my selection. So now all my traits for heavy warrior are up. This guy's cool too, but he's like the bird master. But I've become the heavy warrior. I've become the heavy warrior. So I can carry my load better through this forest. I've been blessed by the heavy warrior god. Now all traits related to strength increase much faster. Still trekking along. This path is surprisingly not very well formed. Especially because it represents a shortcut. I'm surprised that more people don't walk on it. It seems pretty abandoned, like it's just grass. I'm just following where the grass is stamped down and where there aren't too many bushes. But as you can see, there's a orange marker, but there's not that many orange markers actually. Like I've had to look at my GPS a lot more today than yesterday. Yesterday it's pretty easy to follow. Today it's been a lot of this. Although I believe very soon I'm getting back on a main trail, which is kind of where I would have ended up had I taken the long route. Now the long route went to a different village first. I don't know if there are too many services there. Looked like the other village had a shop, but it would have been out of my way. I wouldn't have gotten to this village that I'm going to until probably after the last restaurant closed, which it appears there's only one restaurant. It's only open till 8 for some reason. I don't know why places close so early. To me that's odd. Like restaurants should stay open till 10, I would think, because some people eat at 8. Because around here people eat early. That's the way it is in a lot of parts of the States as well. You have places closing at 8. It's bizarre to me. Sometimes I don't want to get there until 8, and so it's already closed, so I think that's a little odd. I'm hopefully almost there. I think very soon I'll hit the main path again, which would be very nice. Oh look, I think this is probably the main path. 6. So I've only gone 4 kilometers. Yeah. That's a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. I thought I'd gone 5 or 6 kilometers. Oh well. Everything takes longer than you expect when you're walking through weird stuff. It's always disappointing when you thought you went a little further than you did. And you have to realize, oh, I thought I was going 5 kilometers an hour. I was actually going 3.5 kilometers an hour. It smells like honey out here. I think there must be a beehive near. I've seen a couple honeybees. And it smells great, like honey. God, I love honey. Honey's very good. And look, I don't think I would be able to be a bee man. This felt. So, Who knows which way I go? Oh, this way, because it has a marking. It's convenient. But no, bee tender seems like a tough job. Like, you'd get stung a lot. Well, maybe you wouldn't get stung. I don't know. Seems like a lot of work. But I love honey. So I like to purchase honey, and I would make mead. It'd be nice to make mead with the blueberries and the honey. You mix them together. That would be really quite fantastic, I think. Just like a blueberry, with some carbonation in it. Not super strong one, but you could make a couple different types. You could make a strong one. It's more like, you know, wine. And another one that's like just like a cider, high acidity, a lot of blueberries, less honey, really bubbly, like a soda. It's almost like a blueberry soda or something. That would be pretty good, I reckon. I think that would taste fantastic. It's become a very nice day. Blue skies, pine trees, nice breeze, sunshine. Pleasant, very pleasant. I like those hills out in the distance. We've reached this really hilly territory. I didn't know it was so hilly over here. It's mostly flat, but I like hills. It breaks up the land a little, makes it cozier. I like kind of these those type of hills that are kind of like just form ridge lines and stuff, block your view. You kind of build a city in the valley, have some farming, and then you can cross over the hills or to get to other places. It makes you feel like you're going somewhere, where it's not just like you're walking down some flat straight stretch for hours and it's like, you know, you're in another town, I guess, but it's really just been the same the whole time. The hills break it up and make it seem like natural boundaries. So that's what I like about hills. Mountains are nice too. They're harder to cross, but it's nice to have mountains as like a bigger boundary of, like, you know, between two countries. You know, that's how I like that. Hills are more like between provinces, the way I see it at least. This anthill is insane. Just the sheer size of it. I mean, look, it's my hand. It's like, it is enormous. It's an enormous anthill. It's like the ant version of China, of like Shanghai. This is like Shanghai for ants. There's millions of them in there. This is absolutely insane. There are just billions of them. It's a whole stump they turned into an ant nest. Oh my gosh. This is insane. If that was Shanghai, I don't want to know what this is. This is like Mumbai. They need anteaters here to clear them out. This is too much. Hello. I'm still in this town. Got some dinner, went to the shop, and got a little bit more food. I was actually gonna get some of, they have these really light beers here, just called Folks beer, which are like 3.5%. And I was gonna get a couple of those just to sip on the way, because I need to find a campsite, and I'm just decided to go further along the trail that I'm supposed to go tomorrow. I have about an hour before gets too late. I mean, sunset's about an hour and a half, so I'd like to get things set up in the next hour or so. But they didn't have any because it was like a autonomous kiosk. The guy was actually working, but he said because it's autonomous, they can't sell any alcohol. I mean, the 3.5% beer is the only beer they could potentially sell, but because it's autonomous, they can't even sell that. There should be a trail that I can walk along for. Look at that, some classic American cars. I should be able to walk along this trail for a little bit and find a spot, hopefully. This is kind of the first time I've tried it this way. Usually I find a spot while walking and go back to it if I need to. There wasn't really a good one close. I looked on Google Earth. There's some fields around this town, and there's some campsites I could have gone to, but I don't want to pay for it because I can do it for free. The next town actually seems to have, well, actually it's about the same size as this, I think, to be honest. There's a town after that I want to get to tomorrow that has a couple more things there. So that would be cool, but that one's a bit far actually. I don't know if I'll get there tomorrow. I might actually see if I can take a bus in the next town because I want to get to Gothenburg in the next 3 days or so, 3 or 4 days. You know, because I got into Scandinavia on the 8th, or actually on the 9th, so I want to be in Germany by the 9th, which is about 12 days from now. So I have plenty of time, but I'm not going to hike the whole way to Gothenburg, because that would take about almost the rest of the 12 days I have. So I'll probably take a train and skip like 2 or 3 days of hiking, but hike the rest. And so I'll be still hiking like over a week, but it would probably be 2 weeks. Well, from here it'd probably be like 10 days of hiking to Gothenburg, and I'll probably hike like 7 of those or something like that. So that's kind of the idea. But here's our trail. I like how it's at the end of a street. It's kind of like you get to the end of the street, you think, oh, I've reached the end. Turn around. Nope. Beautiful little trail right here. You can just head right into the woods. I'd love to own a house on like the end of a street like this. Have kids, they could run into the woods whenever. That'd be cool. Pick mushrooms, berries. Guy at the shop actually was saying that there's way more mushrooms this year than usual because it's been so wet. Which it has been very wet. I guess I don't know what it usually is, but that's probably why everything looks like a rainforest. I mean, maybe normally it's not dry here, but it's a wet year, so tons of mushrooms. Makes it a little harder to camp because everything's wet, but looks like the next week or so is going to be pretty dry, at least here. So I don't know how it's going to be the whole journey, but at least the radar is showing that's pretty dry, which would actually be pretty welcome. I'd love to have some days where I'm not wet, my feet are dry. Pretty much this whole time my feet have gotten wet one way or another. I think I saw on Google Earth there's a parking turnaround, which is like overgrown and everything, so it should be pretty flat there at least, and I might shoot for that. I don't know how far it is. I'm hoping it's only like a half-hour walk, but pretty much the first thing I see on this trail, first like reasonable camping spot, I'll take. So I did find a spot back there. It's kind of like the parking turnaround like I thought it would work. There's so many mosquitoes around here, it's like a swamp. And I mean, look, if I'm in a tent, it doesn't matter so much, but I thought I'll probably go back to that, to be honest, because I'm just walking like 5 minutes longer just to see like what the terrain looks like. It's not too bad in here, but it's like obviously I can't camp on the rocks, nor can I camp in the swamp either. So looks not too bad. Obviously it's still next to the swamp, so there's gonna be so many mosquitoes, which is annoying even though I'm in my tent. some of them will get in, and if I ever have to get out or something, it's a pain. But like that, maybe right there, or even like somewhere in here. It's all mossy. The moss is kind of wet. Yeah, I'll keep looking for a little bit, but I'm gonna probably go back to that parking area. Well, looks like I found the perfect spot. It even has a fire pit and benches. I don't know who builds these. I mean, it's just off the trail. But it's like mowed and everything. So I'm gonna use this campsite. I don't see why I wouldn't. Thought I'd try to get a fire going, but yeah, the wood's way too wet. It's so wet here. Like, this wood is just, I mean, it seems dry enough. It snaps, but it's like wet to the touch. And just trying to get a fire going with, I mean, I just have some toilet paper. It's not that good. The little smoke that I did create scared off most mosquitoes, so it's almost dark anyway, so I'll count that as a win. Next couple days, excuse me, in the next couple days, definitely try to get a fire going. Maybe try to dry some of my stuff, but it's all right. It's not gonna rain tonight, so hopefully it will, some of it will dry. But just leave it out here should be okay. So anyway, I'm gonna get my sleeping bag set up, and I'll probably hit the hay pretty soon.